All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. This is the first time I've done one of these in about a year. It's about that time, though, isn't it? Let me get a sip of my water first. My beautiful radio voice going. And let's see who comes in. I've been picking up a few subscribers lately, so we'll see how this goes. I don't think people are expecting this, so I have no idea how this is going to go. These used to fill up fast. Sometimes they were slow. It's kind of peak times on a Thursday night. So we'll see how it goes and see if we can get some questions. So I'm just going to chill here for a minute. Obviously, I've been cutting. You guys are going to have to subscribe, though, if you want to comment. Subscribe if you want to comment. Let me give you guys a bicep shot. Oh, about bicep, yes. Of course, we don't have the best lighting right now. I've got all the lights on, so not going to look as lean. But I've been looking pretty lean in the vlogs lately. And I thought that was interesting this week because I feel like now I've gotten lean enough to where water retention isn't as big of an issue. I am eating lots of salt, lots of carbs, yet I'm getting leaner week to week now in the vlogs finally. Although that heat from the hurricane, it impacted it a lot. I was outside a lot doing it. It was a lot of stuff. All right, definitely trill. Well, we'll see how the lives go. I mean, if I get people in here in these and they're interesting, I may keep them flowing. They won't be probably at a crazy high frequency. So you can't stay going to eat some Chinese food. Well, all good though, brother. All good. Go enjoy your Chinese buffet. Get plenty of chicken and rice. Got their bro food. I like Chinese buffets too also. Atomic Founder says, welcome back, because there's some regulars in here who used to be in these. We got about 10 people in so far. You guys ask some questions. Let's get some topics going. Let's keep it interesting. Although, because I haven't done one of these in a while, the playback will probably get quite a few views. We'll see what happens. Right? People are they're gonna chime in afterwards and be like, oh God, what did Coach talk about? Blaha's back on here doing some lives. Now we're getting a few people. All right, guys, let's get some decent questions going. We're not gonna put up with a lot of nonsense. Yes, we still got the guitars in the background. Yes, I practiced today for about 15 minutes. I'm still playing, just haven't been putting up many videos. Because I'm only playing about, 15 minutes a day. I try to get in, jam a few songs, do a few scales, and then mostly working a lot of my Warhammer stuff on the side. Playing a lot, painting a lot. What do we got here? I got these primed knights that have not been painted yet. I'm going to do these as all contrast paints. If you guys saw that chariot, it's kind of where I'm going to go with that. All right? Got all these contrasts. Benny Watts, Coach, your arm definition got bigger. How many sets of direct arm work you do? Today I did 10 sets for triceps, 10 sets for biceps. Keeping in mind, I just now rotated an arm day back in, right? For a while, I wasn't doing that many. It was only about, 6 to 9 sets a week recently. But now I've rotated an arm day back in, right? The arm days rotated back in. But keep in mind, direct work is kind of a misnomer. Are we counting the close grip and the chins on it too? I am. I'm not counting the compounds on the other days as direct work per se, though, like all the bench press, incline, dumbbell presses, none of that. What motivated behind starting stream again? Definitely want the channel to grow. You guys noticed I started doing custom thumbnails now. I'm going to go ahead and take this channel up. I'm like, look, I've changed my direction. I've been cutting, focusing on physique, just improved that because I just got a new computer this weekend and I actually did some upgrades to it today. And I've got a bunch of AI stuff access to it. I'm like, I might as well use these tools because pretty much the hurricane looks like it damaged my computer. So I had to go ahead and just grab a new one. Pretty solid. I've got a decent Intel-based system. I'm running 64 gigs of RAM, got a good video card in it. So I've got access to all those tools. I'm like, let's use them. Let's just go ahead and just blow this channel up, right? Let's go ahead and do it. Do you think one hard set of the big movements can be enough to maximize gains? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Not even going to read the rest of your question. You will not. You'll struggle to keep your size. Um, you definitely look leaner. Have you stated what your weight is at? I'm at 207. Although I was 207 even after carbing and salting back up. I'm back up to 209 this morning. I was down to 207 on low carbs a couple of weeks ago, but during all the power outage, we had 6 days with no power in this area during an insane heat wave. So just to keep from getting dehydrated, I was having to consume salts and carbs, and I just maintained it. I'm like, let me just go back to my cleaner bro dieting. So it's been a lot of brown rice, potatoes, vegetables, rice, all of that. So I'm adding a lot of soy sauce and potassium salt too. I've been eating fruit though too. I've been eating some watermelon and cantaloupe. But yeah, been 207, but it was 209 today, probably because of all the salt I'm eating. But I looked leaner on camera this morning in spite of it. The new thumbnails look much better, thank you. Ziller, one of my subscribers, says, hey y'all, what camera do you use? Honestly, I'm just using a cheap Mexico webcam, but I've got my Blue Yeti mic, which is what I use for all the voiceovers. No, the house wasn't damaged. It was the power outages, and it seemed like when I brought everything back online, my computer was not happy with it at all. It was working, then I had a memory issue. I had to unseat all the RAM, reseat it. It was sluggish, and I'm like, it's time, guys. I built the last computer like 9 years ago. It was my first one to ever run a solid state drive for my main operating system and then backup drives. So I'm kind of doing the same thing here. Like right now I'm running a 1 gig SS solid state drive, and I put everything on an 8 gig external drive, and then I'm transferring everything over to an 8 gig internal drive right now. So I put them on that and then rotated it over. Jason's last week, 2 bodybuilders. I've never heard of either of these guys. Sorry. I can't comment on these bodybuilders who passed because I don't know who they are, and I have not up to stream. It could have been, but I've also got an uninterrupted power supply. Like it's sitting right here on the desk. So you would think that that wasn't the case, but I guess maybe the 6 days with no power, maybe, I don't know. The computer was really unhappy though. So it was just time. Papa, I don't have 30 plus right now. I'm in the 20s. Obviously, how do you deal with it? It was difficult. I mean, I had to use my phone with limited internet access. You do what you can do. How do you deal with it? You just do the best you can, get access to Wi-Fi and type to them. So 1x10 back squats and then 3x10 belt squats wouldn't be good. Oh, 4 sets? Yeah, 4 sets you can maintain fine. I thought you were talking about doing 1 set, right? Jason, is current events still a thing on this channel? I don't know, probably not right now. I just don't care about what's going on out there in the community. I want to help people, right? I want to help people. Zim Baldwin's, what's the difference between supplements and steroids? I'm not going to use that word. If you don't know the difference between supplements, which is a wide variety of food source things, vitamins, protein powders, amino acids, and hormones, then you need to go take some basic biology, right? I mean, I can't help you with basic biology, brother. Go take go take a high school biology class. That's what you need. Because if you don't know these things, I can't explain it. And here, this is remedial science. I know Richard Simmons wasn't a strength guru. Rest in peace. He probably got more people into fitness than anyone ever done. You know, Miko, you're right. I'm going to agree with that. And here's the thing when it comes to someone like Richard Simmons. Here's the thing. I might not have liked his style or the info he put out, but did he get a lot of people into working out? Right? Right? He did. Papa, I already know from your other posts you're a troll. So let's just go ahead and let's just get rid of you. Pow! Gone. Oh, you're still eating a lot of tofu? Not really. I eat a little bit. I do eat a little bit of tofu still, and I think it's healthy. Yeah, and I'm not even gonna bother to answer that. Did you see that vegan gains? No, I didn't see 5,700 people posted in my comments. Matthew, you are aware I do see all the comments, and since all you guys have said that, I obviously am aware of it, but I haven't had time to go check it out. If he did, though, good for him, man. I mean, I can't hate on that. Look, whatever differences I may have with a person, guy comes in, if he comes in and legitimately hits a 4-plate bench, okay, a raw 4-plate bench, I got to give props, right? You cannot take that away from him. If he actually did that, then you can't take that away from the man. What would be a good example of someone close to natural limits with average genetics? Because there aren't natural limits. It's a point of diminished returns up until aging starts to cause you to regress. And I don't know that I could give you an example of somebody. I really don't know. That's why I suggested doing one set of the big movements and then okay. Yeah, no, Dean, if we're talking about doing one set of the big movements and supplemental work behind it, I prescribe that for some of my clients. I don't have an issue with that. Especially squats and deadlifts, But if we're talking about the bench press, tell me you're only going to do one set of bench, one set of pull-ups? Come on. Squats and deadlifts, I can agree if you have access to other leg equipment. Like we can do 1 or 2 sets of squats a week and then build the legs off of a leg press just fine. Does Sam Salute know how to train? I don't know, not that I can tell. And I'm not trying to be a hater there. Just genetics and 55-gallon drums of stuff. That's it. That's his magic secret. And I don't dislike Sam. I want to be clear when I make that statement. I'm just calling it like it is. His knowledge is remedial of training, but I don't dislike him. He seems like actually a good kid. Like he seems actually like a pretty decent guy overall. Like I can't hate on him as a person. So I don't want it to be interpreted that way that I dislike this person when I say that. Let me be clear. I have no reason to dislike him. Jason, if I have limited equipment, is doing 5 sets of back squats and 5 sets of RDLs too much axial loading? Mike, I have no way to answer that. How much weight is on the bar? Because keeping in mind axial loading, I don't know. Do you have 300 pounds on the bar or do you have 550 on the bar? You see the problem? Now you start doing 5 sets of squats with 550 on the bar. That could be a lot of axial loading. You better have one heck of a recovery plan in place. Sir Solo looking lean, Jason. You used to always say that, but now it's actually true. I'm walking around with them abs popping, belt striations, titties popping right here. That pec bounce to people's eyebrow. I know we shouldn't isolate traps. What's the best lower trap? Rows, wide grip pull-ups, those all work. I have no problem with you isolating the traps. Just don't let it take priority over your delts. Like if you're not doing isolation work for your side and rear delts, you absolutely shouldn't be doing shrinks. Okay, it's going to destroy your aesthetics. Have you done bench, squat, deadlifts, reps, 8 or 10 range in same session? I have. I haven't lately, but I have in the past. If your goal is hypertrophy, can't you just train close to failure? Do you really have to count reps as long? You should for purposes of knowing your progressive overload and how you're doing. Okay. Do you need an exact rep count? In other words, do you need to know for a fact if you got 9 versus 11? Probably not, but it's a good idea to do so. Thoughts on getting a tan to improve aesthetics? Well, I don't think a lot of sunlight's good for your skin, to be honest. I don't think it's good. It'll make you look older. It will increase your risk of skin cancers, so probably not. You'll slap on a fake tan if it's that important to you. Get a spray tan. Is it true that after novice gains average frame, naturals only have 10 to 15 pounds? Probably, but again, it's going to be on a diminished return scale year after year. Keep in mind, even if you've gained most of your gains and you keep making progress for 10 years, you are still going to gain substantial muscle. Is a Nordic curl a good GHR alternative if GHR equipment is not available? I don't like them because I feel like they're a risk. Let's get rid of kapow, another troll gone. What's more important to attract women, face, height, or body? height matters less than you would think. That is a weird incel cope. Um, Base probably first, body second. Jason, do you think Smith machine is bad in the body? I don't like Smith machines. My position's unlikely to change on that unless I see evidence to the contrary. I just don't see why you would just use a barbell. I don't think there's a real reason for the Smith machine to exist. I just don't see it. And I try to find uses for stuff. I try not to be dogmatic these days. Thoughts on adding an accessory day to upper and lower splits, doing smaller isolation exercise on the day to address weak links? Nico, of course you should do that. Obviously, that's a good idea. Coach, thoughts on sandbag lunges instead of squats? My back really hurts. Well, maybe some leg presses then. I realize how shaving the fur really helps show the physique it does. Especially for lateral raises, just no motivation to track progress. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I get it. If you don't want to count reps on lateral raises and you just want to take them to failure to get hypertrophy in the side delt, there is nothing wrong with that. Does it? I mean, realistically, if you're going to failure with laterals and you're using whatever, a 25-pound dumbbell, does it really matter if you got 11 reps or 14 reps? Probably not. Yeah, perfectly reasonable. Risk of Nordic curls, I think they're a knee risk injury. What are your thoughts on the black pill? I think black pill people are the most depressed, unhappy people I have ever met in my life. And I think that if you want to have a reasonably happy life, you need to run from that ideology. Just run away from it, throw it in the dumpster, forget you ever heard about it. Because you will be miserable and you will make everybody around you think that you're just a miserable, useless person. Just get rid of that whole philosophy. Sorry, life is what you choose to make out of it. Really happy you're back to live streams. Love from Turk. Hey, man, love back to you, bro. I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Is Coach Ivan Abidjayev, who I know who that is, one of the greatest strength coaches in history, in your opinion, head Bulgarian coach of the 80s? I don't know that he's one of the greatest in history because here's the problem. Bulgarian training was extremely effective, but it also broke people. When you have a training system designed to weed out 95% of people genetically and mentally who cannot handle it and to break them, is that really a great training program, or is that just a great training program in a communist country for state-sponsored athletes and you're trying to just get people in the Olympics? I mean, I don't know that that's a great coach because he broke people. Now, is it impressive? All right. I feel calf raises a lot in the feet and forearm work a lot of my hands is going to impact gains, possibly. But that happens. That's normal. It's normal. Of course, you're going to feel it and they'll deal with it. Is there really a point going above 8 since the only 5 reps failure is stimulating? Yeah, absolutely. We should be using a variety of rep range. I mean, look at what I've been doing this week. Everything I did was 8+ reps. So do you think that I think there's a point in it? Also, keep in mind, too many lower reps also beats you up. What's your favorite ab exercise? I like hanging leg raises. I like regular old crunches. I did 300 crunches last night before bed. Jason, have you ever had to fire a client because they didn't take it seriously? Obviously. If someone is only looking to maintain muscle, what amount of effective sets per week do you recommend? About 4 or 5. Is that a sheriff hat behind you? No, it's my guitar playing hat. Only neutral grip feel good on my joints when missing out due to lack of variation? Possibly. You may want to address your shoulder issues, though. If that's the only one that don't hurt your shoulders, it might be time to really address what's going on with your shoulder health. Okay, we got to take that stuff seriously. I've had to as I've gotten older. Are you doing any cardio? I am doing cardio, but I keep my personal life off here, so I don't want people to know what I do and when and why. But yes, I do cardio. Yes, it is outside of my home. I'm not going to discuss any anabolics by name. Sorry. Jason, how do you approach forearm training right now? I don't. I just do everything strapless. 300 crunches. Well, why do you think it's a waste of time? I don't think it's a waste of time. Quantify your statement. Got weighted pull-ups to a body weight of plus 50 kilograms for 3x5. I gave myself elbow pain medial. I've gotten to this point 3 times every time. David, maybe quit doing the 5s then. Do higher reps. And, that's probably the issue. That's just too much dang weight for your joints. Okay? Go over and do 10s and 12s with a lighter weight. Take them to a full range of motion. Get that stretch at the bottom. It simply is what it is. Follow-up doesn't matter if the 4 to 5 sets are done in 1 or multiple sessions. Not really, but if you're only doing 4 to 5 sets for a muscle, why would you split it up? Just do it in 1 session. I would actually argue it would probably be better. So I'll interview women say they prefer physique like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Is this true? Honestly, most women don't like a super massive guy. Women like that physique, that Hollywood type physique is the Hollywood physique for a reason, because it appeals to the general population. So, yeah, if you want to look good to people, that is the kind of physique you should be thinking about. Don't be thinking about a competitive bodybuilding physique if your goal is to impress the general population. At least a larger number of them to think you look good. And it's not to say they don't think that the slightly bigger bodybuilder doesn't look good. It's just that they don't think that he looks better. All right, thoughts on micro-detail training. I need you to ask a much more specific question. Tim, instead of asking me about a person's philosophy, put a specific philosophy out without a name on it, and let's discuss that philosophy. Do you notice better recovery, less inflammation on higher ploy and mono fat? Yeah, obviously. When I eat a lot of saturated fat, my inflammation goes up, and that's what the research says will happen, and I notice that it happens in real life. Pretty much settles it. Lowest number of sets an intermediate can do. All right, Ploy, you need to quit asking this. You're low. I want the minimum, the lowest amount. Oh, your 300 crunches is a waste of time. Hey, what's the least amount of work I can do as an intermediate? Maybe you should reassess your whole philosophy here. Because even if you find your minimum, what if your minimum effective volume is a little bit different? What if it does go up a little bit? You should give yourself some wiggle room. I'm going to say for most people, unless you have a good reason, try to do at least 6 sets per muscle group, hard sets. Don't even go under that, even if your minimum effective volume is lower. So Keno, I don't know if Keno Body's right about it, but Keno Body needs to train his legs. What's your goal target, and do you think you need to lose a bit of strength to achieve it? I don't know about losing strength. But my goal, I need to get leaner than I am now. We need to get lean. Are you yourself considered too muscular for most women? I don't know. I get a lot of compliments these days, honestly, but I am probably too big for a lot of people. Keeping in mind, I am over 200 pounds. Okay. I am over 200 pounds with abs at this point. So, yeah, I may be a bit big for some people's taste, but I get compliments from people out in public. Has evidence-based become a marketing term? Yeah, pretty much. Do you find touch and go bench has any advantage over pause bench? Not really. What is the chance that a world-class athlete is completely drug-free? 0.0000 repeating. I enjoy using rest pause training, but don't know the progression should be. Well, I don't know. That's a very detailed question, Zachary. Keeping in mind, progression is going to be you're going to have to figure that out on your own, to be honest. Are you friends with Revival Fitness? I have never had a conversation with Revival Fitness, as far as I know. Plus, I believe he said some stuff that wasn't too kind about me not long ago and flat out lied about something, and I left it alone. I'm going to leave it alone now. I'm not trying to start beef with anyone. I'm not interested in discussing anything with Low-Blinder, to be fair. I don't have bad blood with him. I don't feel like there's bad blood between us, but I also have no desire to associate with him either, and I think that's fair. I don't wish him ill will in any way, and I certainly hope he doesn't wish me ill will. But doesn't mean I want to hang out and be buddies with him for us to send Christmas cards and stuff to each other. You know, hang out at the barbecue, suck each other's dicks, any of that. Kapow, another one gone. All right. We've already addressed the vegan gains benching. You need to scroll back earlier. Wow, random search and you're live. Look at hell. This is the first live I've done in like a year. So yeah, we are getting leaner. Going to continue to get leaner. Got them abs popping in the videos. Will swimming cause muscle gains? Maybe if you're a complete novice. Clue, I don't know why you think Reg Park is natural. I don't know that I've said that he was. It was kind of well known that he wasn't. Maybe I misspoke somewhere. But again, I don't need to address all that. I'm not going to run a gear channel at this point. I'm not going to be discussing it. As soon as I lost some weight and got my arms big, I got a bunch of random positive compliments. That's usually how it works, bro. Usually how it works. All right. Yeah, Marco. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I think it's strange that people are bringing it up. And like I said, I don't wish any ill will towards the guy. What's your current training overview, conjugate updates? I train bodybuilding bro split right now. And I've done tons of videos explaining why, and my physique is the best it's ever looked. People are commenting all the time in there. Are you still doing stars? You just send them. I don't know how you do it. You get stars and send them. Of course I still do. You want to send me some? Go ahead. Miguel says, good evening. The cut is looking good. Jason, thank you. I appreciate that. Tim, yeah, I mean, Costco can absolutely be worth it for a single guy if you're going to buy foods in bulks. I mean, keep in mind, not everything there is cheaper. Some stuff is, some stuff isn't. So it really depends on what food you buy, but it can be. When people talk about size, they always only discuss arm measurements and never for the delts, chest, because, boy, everyone else does. I don't know why. Maybe you're hanging out with the wrong people. So are you still hitting max? Well, because, again, a lot of people, that's what they notice and think of, though, too. Are you still hitting max effort lifts on once? Nope, I have not been, Nico. If you watch my vlogs, you would know that. Are you still hitting max effort lifts once a week along? Or I just answered that. What's the point of getting ripped when you would just look less muscular? Because I am oftentimes shirtless when out walking around, first of all, clue. Secondly, it's for my business. You just asked a person whose business and income is partially affected by their physique, why would they get leaner? I don't know, Clue. Why would you do something to make more money at your job? That's just stupid. Making more money is dumb. Only idiots make more money. Why would you do that? You don't really need money. For the general public, I guess it depends. Well, because Clue, in a lot of places, you do go shirtless. Plus, the facial side of it, the leaner face, it matters. Do you think you would panic if you couldn't deadlift 500 pounds under boat? Oh, man, I don't know. I probably would. If I couldn't deadlift 500 pounds, I probably would panic. Yeah. To be fair, I would probably. Is that really going to happen, though? I just walked in and easy did RDLs for sets of 10 with 315 like a warm-up. It's not going to happen. NPC on the horizon, no. Bulk for 14 months, got a good strength base. I will be cutting as well, soon around 10 weeks to slow bulk after. Perfectly reasonable. Still rooting for Paul. Is which Paul? Oh, you mean the younger kid, Paul? No. But I'm not going to go into specifics. He will not be coming back on Team Blaha. Are you seeing more engagement in social media? A little bit on YouTube. I picked up clients specifically. I picked up 2 clients a couple of months ago entirely for that. That is why they came on. So it's good for business. And at $300 a client, I can say absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, because the people paying the money told me that I make an extra $600 a month so far verifiable due to getting leaner. Because I picked up 2 clients that way. Then my focus on the aesthetics drew them in as people who followed me for a long time. You ever tried kratom? I'm not even fully sure what kratom is. Which muscles are most important to look aesthetic? Our arms, delts. What's superior for health, cardio or weight training? They're both useful for health, but the research shows that weight training is overall better on average. However, doing both is even better, right? If you want to be really healthy, if you want to really maximize it, you should do weight training and cardio both. Okay? This is not an either or. Is there anyone a bro split wouldn't be? I don't know. It's kind of hard to answer. Clue, don't listen to nonsense like that from celebrities. We all know that's not true. For someone who weighs 230 pounds doing 5x5 weighted chins with 70 pounds better than doing regular bodyweight chins to failure, I don't know. 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Considering you said V-taper and leanness is best for aesthetics as overhead press, no, your delts in general, right? Miko, yeah. And the thing with Michelle, she actually needed a bikini prep coach to teach her to pose. So I want to be clear on that. We left on extremely good terms. We're still friends. We still talk. We are still very good friends. So she did not leave on bad terms. She had a bikini prep coach make her an agreement that they would help her with the posing, but she had to sign on for full coaching. That meant the nutrition, the training, everything. And that's the only way she could really get the posing coaching that she needed. No big deal. And I don't offer that service. I don't do bikini prep. I don't do posing coaching, any of that. Are your clients mostly on bro splits or upper lower? I would say slightly biased towards upper lower at the moment. Doing cardio plus weight training, there's 3 of the impact on each other. Yep. Yeah, that's synergistic. How many pounds of muscle do you gain roughly once you hit? I don't know that there's a specific number. Any more social discussion streams with Ariel? Not really, nothing on the horizon for that. I hate on the term main gaining because it's not actually a word. You don't get to just make up your own terms and market them when we already have well-established fitness terms. Keep in mind, the guy who did that also sells scam products. Okay, he's a con artist. All right, a year or 2 before Louis passed, he had his guys go up to 5 reps instead of doubles, where 5 is last. I don't know. You'll have to go check the website, right? Website has a website and a whole catalog of stuff. You can go look it up. Do you ever program reverse? Sometimes. Not the majority of them. I have one guy who does do reverse grip bench right now regularly. Maybe 2. I know 1 for sure. Besides grip strength, does form provide any benefits when it comes to lifting? Grip strength. Aesthetics. Clue, you look at upward trends, okay? You look at the upward trend in the average of the scales. Jump, I am not going to discuss that at all. That is not even going to be a topic of discussion. I'm not even going to read that. I'm not doing politics on here, guys. Don't ask. Do you think stretching is important for physique training? No. Do you think you might eventually need cables to dial in aesthetics for delts? Why would I? Why don't we see the majority of pro bodybuilders doing pause bench if pause bench is better for building your chest? I don't think it's necessarily guaranteed to be better. I just don't think it has any advantages. How come guys like Kaylor Woolham don't have huge forearms? Because Kaylor is a hook grip guy and he has really developed his hook grip. Totally different. What's your diet looking like in terms of macros and calorie intake to lose weight? At the moment this week, around 3,200 calories, 3,200 to 3,400 calories Around 250, 300 grams of protein, trace amounts of fat. Did you know that Lex Little ran your novice 5x5 when he started out? He got crazy strong and built a great base. Awesome. What's your favorite cheat meal, pizza or Chinese buffet? I love General Tso's chicken at the Chinese buffet. Have you ever heard of the Trin Twins? Yes. I don't watch them, but I've heard of them. Coach comes normal to better sumo, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's Adam. A lot of guys do that. Because the sumo takes so much range of motion out, it actually is easier for rep work. Jason, I've always been curious, how much can you dumbbell curl with good form with one arm? I don't know. I bet you I could probably do 40 pounds for a few reps if I had to, super straight. Them big guns. Where you put wheels, one arm, six, I don't. If size and strength were so related, I have discussed this ad nauseum, the relationship between size and strength and these other things. I have discussed it for hours and hours and hours. You could probably find 20 hours of videos of me explaining that in vast biological detail on my channel. Steve Reeves or Vince Garanda? Steve Reeves every time. I don't even like Vince Garanda. Was not that great, and I don't like the guy. I didn't like his personality. I didn't like the training style he promoted. Right? You know, he was famous in the bodybuilding world back in the day, though. Will we ever see Jason go up to 4 or 5 bench again? Maybe. Jason, are flies bad for long arm lifters? No, why would they be? Are you still playing the guitar? Yes, I said earlier in here, I've been playing about 15 minutes a day still. What are you planning on doing all your specialty bars you use for conjugate? I have no idea. I might sell some of them one day because they're taking up a lot of space and they're worth quite a bit of money. And I'm really not using them. I don't know. It's something I need to sit down and think about. But I could keep them. You know, they're valuable assets. They're not going to depreciate in value, kind of like gold. Is a 525 squat elite? Bob, I suppose it depends on who you ask. There's charts for this in powerlifting. You can go look that up. It's going to be relative to your age, weight class, right? Level of equipment, all of that. Yeah. Again, this is stuff that there are charts. This is not subject to my opinion. Go plug it into charts for powerlifting. And you can find the exact threshold of where it becomes elite at what body weight and age class. Do I play? No, I play Warhammer. My best bros and I all play Warhammer. All my best friends, we play Warhammer. I've put up pictures of some of the games. In the real world, the top 2% of physique is just finishing novice games, having a 4-pack and having broader than average delts. Is this true? Yes. Why wall climbing is not going to improve anything that I do. Now, wall climbing is good for grip and all that, but there's direct ways you can train all of those things without resorting to a sport-specific thing. How strong is strong enough to not be embarrassed at a powerlifting meet? I've seen grown men squat as little as 65 pounds at a powerlifting meet, and everyone cheered for them and screamed and clapped them on the back and everything. So I'm going to say, since I've observed that firsthand while I was judging a meet, seen a grown man over 200 pounds come in and squat 65 pounds and get cheered, I'm going to say that's the minimum threshold. Do you need elite genetics to do one-arm pull-ups? No. Does BJJ or striking interest you? No. Jason's it weird to approach girls in the gym. I suppose it depends on the context. Have you ever picked up a Latina at the gym? Yes. Do you ever get burnt out with powerlifting, hence the shift in training? No, I mean, my approach changes over time. I don't know that bored is the term. It just wasn't suiting my needs anymore. I don't like Zercher squats. Do you think vacuum tilt keep the waist smaller? Just a myth. I think it's just a myth. But I think that they're good for your muscles, and I think they're good for your core. I think they're good for the transverse abdominals. Is Henry Cavill still doing the Warhammer series? I don't know. You'll have to Google it. When do you usually rotate exercises or bigger lifts? I don't have a set thing. It depends on what I'm doing. How do you stop your body from starting to swing during full range of motion, pull-ups and chin-ups? Put your legs behind you. What's the most amount of calories you've eaten in a day? I've eaten over 10,000 calories in a day before. Do you feel confident walking or knowing you're probably the strongest in the room? Is there any members of your family that's stronger than you? Yes to both questions. I have a cousin who I have watched squat 700 pounds for 2 reps in person, who could power clean 405. So to answer your question, yes, there are family members stronger than me. Dips no longer, I think that they're too hard on your shoulders. I'm not a fan. Am I still interested in running? Not really, not at this time. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. It's boring to me. Right? To each their own, though. Is it true the average 25-year-old has more? No, that's, again, silly internet nonsense. Where do you guys come up with this? Women outnumber men. Period. They don't have more options than you do. Quit reading this silly red pill loser virgin nonsense, okay? You're going to be a virgin the rest of your life if you keep reading that silly crap. All right. Prefer boxing or jump rope, running is boring. Thanks for your time, answers, and openness. Good luck. You are most welcome. Let's get rid of this. What do I love? I don't have any specific preference towards Latinas versus other ethnicities as far as girls go. But I've definitely dated Latinas. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Honestly, I'm going to be honest, man. I think if you have a specific preference, that's kind of, I don't know. I'll just leave that alone. I don't know, man. That's kind of probably some sort of fetishism if you do. I don't know that that's even the case either. I think that's kind of strange, though, that if you have a specific preference like that. Nothing gives me more confidence walking into a gym than being good at BJJ. I'm pretty tall and strong myself. Nothing wrong with that. Do you think deloads are an obsolete method? I think deloads are sometimes a necessary evil because you push too hard, but I don't think that we should intentionally put them in there unnecessarily. In other words, I don't think we should overreach intentionally for the purpose of deloading. No, I haven't changed my stance on Smith machines. I don't like them. I just don't see a lot of use for it that a barbell doesn't achieve. And they're more limited. How many push-ups can you do? I bet you I could do at least 10. Boy, that is absolutely not true. They're not more desperate men than women. Absolutely not. Again, complete silly manosphere nonsense. Get away from that crap. Get away from that crap. You're going to be a loser virgin the rest of your life if you don't get away from that nonsense. Like that statement you made alone tells me you read that silly stuff. Get off those groups. Or learn to really, really like your hand a lot because that's all you're ever going to get. Whereas other men are going to go get women. Jason, I miss your old channel where you did. Nope, never going to happen. Nope. No, Mike, I don't even want to discuss politics. I don't even like politics. Like you would have to pay me ridiculous amounts of money to even sit there and discuss politics because of how excruciating of a topic it is for me. Boy, I don't believe you. If you believe any of that red pill silly stuff, there's no way you have a girlfriend. All right. Not possible. Unless you really didn't mean any of it. It's just something you casually came across. Yeah, there's no truth in any of that. Man, why do these same weird people keep asking about this? Like, Why do you guys care about some little weird fringe channel? All right. All right. Sorry. Now that's blocking my ability to read comments. I'm going to wind this down here shortly, though. Nothing. The matter of fact, a lot of you, nothing. Just as many women struggle. The reason they struggle with women is because they don't go meet them. They sit around playing video games all day, jerking off to porn. That's it. That's the entire reason. They don't go meet women. They choose to have a problem. Therefore, why should anyone listen to them? They choose that situation. They're choosing to be in that situation. So why should we listen to them whine about it? Get off the internet and go meet some women. Quit spending 30 hours a day playing video games. Problem solved. There's your solution. Again, it's self-inflicted. You have a great physique. It's all paying off. Thank you. Working on it. You would be shredded if you were. I'd be shredded at higher than 180. You already see I've got abs now at over 200 pounds. I don't need to get to 180. But I'm not trying to get contest ripped. I am going to probably drop under 200, but I don't need to be 180. Hey, Jason, with your new training split, do you still have exercise rotations and max? No, I don't. Is it harder? Like this week, I did everything so far has been 8+ reps. Everything. Is it harder to get leaner at older age? Maybe a little bit. Are you? No, I'm not allies with eating gains. I don't wish him any ill will. Like, I don't have a problem with him, and I hope he doesn't have a problem with me. But I wouldn't say that we're allies. We're not friends. I don't have beef with the guy. In fact, Tim, I don't really have beef with much of anybody. I'm not interested in having beef with people. I'm trying to do my own thing. Can you tell me the story? I didn't. She approached me. All right. What percentage of men can do 10 strict pull-ups? Probably 1% of the population. Agent, how long should I go from refraining between texting a woman like, you need to, if she gives you her number, you text her the same day. What the hell sort of silly question? Like what? How long, how many days? Chick gives you her number, you need to text her in a few minutes and say, hey, what's up? Right? What sort of silly question is that? What's wrong with you guys? You think you need a strategy? I need to strategize. Look, dude, just meet women. It's not that hard. All right, guys, every ancestor you've had for millions of years got laid. You come from a long line of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of generations of men who had no trouble getting a girl. It is not that difficult. Like, you shouldn't need to have a strategy or read books on it. Just talk to them. Work on just being a good dude. Problem solved. Take care of your business. Work on your physique. Learn to smile. Make a little money. Work on your career. That's it. And go talk to them. All right. You ever go program lunges for, I don't know, probably not. I don't enjoy lunges. Hey, coach, hope you're having a good first stream of the year. First stream in a year. Well, what about if you've already gone out, held hands? Well, Jamal, what's the problem? What do you mean? You've held hands with the girl? We're already in. She physically held hands. What's the issue? What should be minimum rep for preacher curls to be at no risk? I'm going to say probably 8. I know, it's like Zeller. It's like, it's over here. I run a strength channel, and these guys ask all these questions about getting girls. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not a complicated topic. Lifting weights is way more complicated. Getting laid is not a problem. Getting married. Now that is true, Nico. That's absolutely true. Well, that's where you need to probably be a decent guy. Like, are you the sort of guy who's going to attract the sort of woman who you want to marry? That's what you need to work on. Jason, you plan on growing your beard? Probably not. Not at this point. Stay clean shaven. This is about as scruffy as I'm going to get. Like, I need to trim this down. All right. Where are we at? We're at 50 minutes in. Let's go ahead and wind this down. Oh, Chunky Basher. Chunky Basher. Well, everyone, like, why does he need to admit it? Everybody already knows. It's not like it was in question. He admitted something the entire world has known for 10 plus years. Everyone's seen the pictures. He didn't have to admit it. It's irrelevant, right? That would be the equivalent of me admitting, guys, I'm going to admit there's a guitar sitting behind me. Well, no shit. Hey, guys, I'm going to admit the sky is blue in the daytime. All right, let's wind this down. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next time. Let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Oh, Mount Bicep is. And we're out.